Okay, so we'll go to our subject right now because I just wasted a lot of time already.
Yeah,
So,
what is our subject today?
it's the unexplained. Everything unexplained. Bigfoot, UFOs, angels, miracles, do they exist?
I want Senor over there. I really want to know now if he has Bigfoot blood in him. So take that DNA test or that 23andMe because you left me intrigued. So we really want to know.
Intrigued? Well, hold
Yeah,
up. What
what
did
did
No, it's what day was it? We talked about it, and
It
then
was like 2-3 weeks ago.
and he's like,
The
I
just fucking when everybody was drinking.
no, before
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, the week before. And he's like, I just want to know if I'm related to Bigfoot. And it stayed like in the back of my head. And I'm like, he's tall. I wonder if many years ago something happened. Like, and it just stood like
People were already boning monkeys at some point.
It
Somebody had
stuck
to
in
bone
my head.
one.
So, wouldn't you want to know?
No, because then that's
I think it
fucking
was
gross.
that
He's really
bad.
half
That
animal.
one
I just
time.
call him an animal. I call him one.
Well, now you left
I don't
that in the
think
back
you're
of my
hairy
brain.
enough, compa.
Yeah, I don't
Like
got
you
like
have
a.
like hairless baby legs.
Yeah, like I don't got like a hairy
Yeah,
butt.
I don't see
Like-
it.
Adrian,
Like,
let me tell you guys.
I got like that minimal manscape thing going on. Like I don't gotta like bring out the fucking chainsaw to shave my balls or nothing. Like I'm not like severely hairy.
Like, clog up the drain.
Yeah, I'm not clogging no drains or nothing.
Well, they're gonna go bald soon.
Cool.
Let me tell you guys.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my God.
He has more hair.
I don't even want to get in that fucking
We're on
conversation.
subject
Don't.
again.
Hair turns down to testosterone, guys. Like girls, I'm not even playing.
I'm sorry.
The men that have the hairiest bodies are always bald on
Balls.
their head.
Yeah.
It's a testosterone unbalance. I promise to God, read about it. You don't believe me.
So I have a hairy chest. I'm like,
No,
No.
you
Like I used to work with this man.
And hold on. And watch out for them hairy fuckers, because just by looking at you, they will get you pregnant if they blink twice.
What?
Mm-hmm.
a
Like,
hairy
their
person?
testosterone is just like
Through the
yeah,
roof.
they got
Your
that
sister got
fucking
pregnant every year, every
super
other
sperm.
year.
Yeah, that super sperm.
Sperm, healthy testosterone levels.
We did.
So
Every
next
5
time you're
years,
at the
4
market
years, so.
and you see that man with
I
his
didn't know
hair
that.
coming out of his shirt, look at his head,
Yeah.
he's fucking
I
bald or
can't.
balding.
And he makes babies.
And then you see a guy like these, they're fucking
these.
hairless from the shoulders down, but their hair is really nice.
I got like a nice full set.
I got nice full
You
set.
take off yours?
Got a nice line
Sad.
going on. I'm not.
I made them sad.
I'm
I'm
bald.
sorry, babe. You're
Well,
still handsome.
I gotta say this,
I
whether
love
it's,
you.
whether it's hairy or not hairy, I got an oopsie one time and I almost got scared.
You got what?
It,
What
it
the
doesn't matter
fuck?
what
Like,
it is.
hey,
Oopsie.
we're not talking about that time you were alone in the church.
Oh, no.
No.
Proceed.
When you thought you were alone in the church.
I'm gonna get darts next week and fucking dart you every time you're at a Nerf gun. Pow!
Oh, shit.
I hope so.
I have some too.
Oh, that's
Bring me extra fucking bullets right here. Pow!
Then it was that the one that has that thing, and it just shoots them.
The clip.
The what?
The
The one
extended
that
clip.
Junior has, it has a.
That's it, compa. I'm leaving.
Okay. So we're gonna start with Bigfoot. Do you believe he's real?
Bigfoot. Yeah. Yeah.
I do.
I guess.
Yes or
Put me on the spot.
No.
You just put me on the spot.
But like, I mean, fuck, if you're thinking about it, like, it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, I guess somebody could live in the woods and fucking survive.
Yeah.
A hairy man with high testosterone.
Hey, raping every animal.
Raping every animal, you know?
Where have you had this man at?
Yes or no?
I mean, I guess he must have to live at one point, but I don't think he's alive. But yeah.
You don't think he's alive? They just
No,
caught
I
him
think
on
he's
tape
still
last month.
alive.
Nah.
They cut him on tape every month. For like
Yeah.
He was like in the Inquirer. Remember the Inquirer?
The Inquirer, yeah. When they were
They're
kids.
all going.
You,
I really believe.
why do you believe?
He's one of them.
This is
Well-
Oh, look at me.
my husband researches fucking Bigfoot. He tells me, let's go camping. Fuck you, go camping by your fucking self. I will go kill fucking wild pigs with you. I will gut fucking deers with you. I will go fishing with you. I'll fucking kill random people with you. But I'm not gonna go look for fucking Bigfoot. No. That's where I fucking draw the line. No.
So you don't think John could square up with Bigfoot? If Bigfoot came, you don't think John could take... Like, if they were like on a one-on-one in front of the tent...
Well,
You guys do it to a fair
Damn,
fight.
John, I'll give you that one, John.
I'm biting ankles. I'm biting ankles. I'm squeezing ball sacks. I'm doing all that shit. I'm gonna come out on top.
Pulling back
just the way he fucking yells, like woo! Like no, he will fucking rock him and me on fucking fingers. Like no, we're not doing this. No,
I want to hear him yell. I never heard him.
you've never heard him yell. It's scary.
And you have a
Put the
gun.
audio.
Who you got?
Audio.
You don't have a gun. I know
Yeah, you don't know that. Shit. I'm sleeping, homie.
Nah, here's my theory on Bigfoot though, right? Okay. Because people go missing in national parks
All
every
the
year
time.
by like the hundreds.
Yes, he
Right? So, no, my thing is because this is a national parks, right? And they're all blocked off to a certain area. You can't go that deep in
The woods.
or it gets super
But then
blocked
there
off.
go the hikers.
Yeah,
and
but
then you find their boots.
there's like crevices in the there's caves and shit in the mountains. So I think that they really do like live up there, but I don't think it's just one Bigfoot. I feel like it's like a colony of them.
Yeah.
Well, there's testosterone. They're reproducing constantly.
Yeah.
All the high testosterone just
I just thought it.
busting
So
nuts.
campers are reproducing? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, like fucking Wrong Turn or The Hills Have Eyes.
Yay.
Like that.
So they just sacrifice and make more Bigfoots.
Yeah, like I think once the bitch has the baby, it's like you've
So there's a
done your
doctor
part.
Bigfoot that delivers.
I'm pretty sure.
Now you gotta feed us, and they just roast her, right? And then I don't know. I don't fucking know how they exactly live, but I think they live in the mountains for sure.
Well, you did your share. You painted a pretty good picture.
Right?
So share with us your knowledge
Please, sir.
Yes.
on the spot.
Well,
Let us know, bro.
I mean, I listen to a lot of like podcasts about real people that hunt and have ran into them or whatever. I mean, I don't we talk about it a lot. I don't know exactly what they are. I don't know if they're an animal. I don't know if they're shapeshifters.
Ooh.
Because I do know a girl who told me a story about that fucked me up, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like straight up native. And,
Natives Americans. God,
that was-
They believe in shapeshifters.
Yes, but no, she said, they went to
Family
her
party.
grandma still lives on the reservation.
Yeah.
So they went over there like vacationing, whatever. They went and, the reservation, they're doing their native shit, powwows and everything. And she says there's this big old like shindig going on. And they're city folk, they're from here. She's from Valinda.
Yeah.
But they would go back over there. And she says that one day they're at a party, and this man that she sees all the time, like I guess it's an uncle of hers or whatever. They see him all the time when they're over there. It's a normal person that they see. It wasn't a stranger. It was somebody she knew. Comes walking by, so she says hi, he says hi, whatever. And for whatever reason, she looked down, and she noticed like, what the fuck? The dude's got his bottom torso was like a goat.
Yeah.
And she was like freaking out. To her mom had to drag her out and like, hey, like calm the fuck down. Like this is what we do. These are our people. And they're not tight into the, I don't know what you call it, the way they live,
I don't know what it is.
But the mom is from there. So the mom's like, no, this is how we do. This is how we work, and she started noticing that when they were together, that a lot of people had different parts of animals, different animals, whatever animal they, I guess, worshipped or whatever you say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I asked her about that. I'm like, what's up with Bigfoot? So he's some kind of shapeshifter. If he's not a shapeshifter, it's like it's a thing. They believe in it like hardcore.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, dude, like you go out there, like you don't. And nighttime comes, you're not outside like the way we are here hanging out in our yard.
Yeah, they don't even whistle at night.
Nighttime comes, you're inside.
Yeah.
Because people go missing and like they won't find like boots. They won't find like a crime scene. Like you're just done. You're fucking done. They won't find you.
Yeah.
And you know, like I believe he's out there. I believe
I
something.
wanna be taken
If
by
you listen, like there's one called Sasquatch Chronicles. Like they have cops call in,
Whenever you guys want to go.
ex border patrol call in,
Robert says he's in.
military people that call in. Like, and it's pretty. I mean, it sounds pretty fucking. You know, legit shit.
Yeah.
You know? And they always say that I shot him, but you know when I called to file a complaint with the cops, government officials showed up. And they fuck with your credit. They tell you to shut the fuck up. Don't bring it up.
That's why we're talking about it, because we so don't have credit. We so don't have anything.
Yeah, no, they say there's government officials that always show up every time an incident happens, and you're told just to hush up about it.
Yeah.
And all these people call from like North Carolina, Oklahoma, Virginia, Texas, New Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, and they all got the same stories.
Everywhere where it's more.
Everywhere where the
But-
monster sightings are.
Well, no,
yeah.
it's not just the sightings; it's the outcome of the sighting. Like, hey, I called to let the authorities know, like somebody's on my property.
Yeah.
They show up, the cops are like, "Oh fuck!" But then when you call to make a follow up, they're like, "Hey, dude, like stop fucking calling.
Yeah.
We're not going out there no more, and just let it go, leave it be." But you know, I've heard, hold on, like you were saying, national forest. They're saying that the whole camping thing, camping, fishing, hiking, boating, all that shit is just high volumes of money for the United States. You know, these national forests, that's a lot of income coming in.
Yeah.
And it's such a big business that they're saying that if they come out with this and say, yeah,
There's a Bigfoot.
Bigfoots are fucking real,
Nobody's gonna
like,
go.
you know, it's the same thing as bears. They could put up signs like, hey, beware, there's a bear sighting this week, you know, be careful. But they think that if they come out and say, yeah, Bigfoots are real, be careful, that people might stop camping, fishing, and all these places. And then that whole economy of that will go down. You know, because it's in the billions. Everybody fishes. Everybody hunts. You know, you got to buy your hunting license. You got to buy a tag. You got to have all that shit. And with that comes money. And if you stop doing that, then you're not making no money.
Yeah.
And that they're saying that's why they kind of keep it like hush hush. But there's a lot of shit behind it. If you take the time to listen to it and read it, I mean,
Makes
California
sense.
is a fucking hotbed. And they're talking
Six
about
Rivers.
as close as Camp Pendleton. You got dudes that do border patrol on the you know, San Diego TJ that talk about it.
Yeah.
That it's there, that the illegals run to them as they're being passed over. They run to the border patrol. And they're like jumping in the fucking trucks because they're like, nah, something's fucking out there.
Yeah.
Take me away!
Yeah, and they've seen them like they sit out there in pitch black and they sit there with their heat signal binoculars, you know, that catches the heat signal.
Yeah.
And they watch them out there, you know, so I think it's pretty credible, you know, when you hear about cops or ex-military border patrol talking about it. So I believe it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most recent sighting that they caught on tape was September 4th of this year in Idaho. So there's footage out there. I'm not sure what they caught, but it said that was the most recent one. And like he said, here in California, they're like home, where there a lot of them that have been seen is Willow Creek, which is Six Rivers National Forest. It's like big time. That's where the first evidence of them came out in 1967. There was one of the guys that was already like studying them that caught a whole minute video of Bigfoot out there. His name was Roger Patterson. So
The Roger Patterson Gimlin film.
Yes. So that was the first evidence, and it was here in California. The records go back to the indigenous people that had already encountered Bigfoot on rocks. Like there's drawings of Bigfoots. And that one is right here in Tool River, the Indian reservation in California. I'm not sure where it's at. I'm assuming up somewhere. It's called, the actual site is called Painted Rocks, and it goes anywhere from 500 to 1,000 years back, and it's actual drawings. I'll put them on the video. It has an actual drawing of like little stick people, and then it has a big fucking hairy beast. So the squash was already out.
The squatch is real.
The squatch. The squitch squatch. The first documented incident was in Washington with a group of miners mining in las minas. They encountered a group of Bigfoot, not just one. It was like they were like gonna start a rumble, like gangbanging, and it turned violent, like ferocious. It doesn't say what happened, but
is that the Ape Canyon?
Yes.
Ape Canyon. That place is still there. The only thing that's there now is like a stove, like an old fireplace. It used to be an actual like mining camp, and like there's books about that, like date back to the early 1900s. That the people that like I think there was only like 2 survivors.
Yeah.
Or 1 survivor. They wrote a book about that, and people still go up there, and you gotta find it. You have to know where it's at because it's been overtaken by forest. But yeah, there's like bullets all over the like they find shell casings because they were shooting at them and everything. And it's like supposedly a big deal.
1924 in Washington. The stats on the database for sightings. This was 2019, so 2 years ago. Washington reported 2,000 sightings. California had 1,600. Pennsylvania had 1,300. New York and Oregon together, like each over 1,000, doesn't say exact number, and Texas has 800 sightings reported. So it's everywhere. I took a picture of the map and it's glowing, guys. It looks like fucking COVID. I swear to God, there's dots fucking everywhere. Colorado, the state of Colorado gave them an actual tree carving, like a, like a monument carving of a fucking Sasquatch. In Crystal Creek, the reservoir, near that reservoir. And they're like so cool with the Bigfoot, they even have a fucking sign like, we've seen Bigfoot here, so for your protection, be cautious.
Yeah, like in Oregon, Idaho, a bunch of those places, they put up actual Bigfoot crossing signs.
Yeah. This one in Colorado,
and they put up warning signs. Like, you know how like we come to the parks and you'll see like signs with pictures of coyotes and snakes. There's what have Bigfoot on there, and they're like, Bigfoot sightings have been done here. Like, be careful for your protection.
I want to go see the sign.
Now I want to see the sign. I'm wondering. Yeah. I'm wondering. Okay, after a while, you don't get to see him anymore, right? I'm wondering, is he kind of like in the same habitat as the bears? You know how the bears at a certain, they go in hibernation, right? And you don't see them anymore, right?
Bears. But the Bigfoots, you see them all year, right?
They see them all year. They find tracks in the snow. They like.
Okay, but either on the summer he's hidden because all the fur, and only when it's winter he comes out because he's much.
Like I listen to that thing pretty often. And
they're out year round.
They're out like year round. Like they might migrate with like the food.
Okay.
Like, the elk or whatever, deer come down. They might come down with them. That's why they see them more in town or whatever. But there's really no like, oh yeah, it's Bigfoot hibernation time. Like them motherfuckers just out just doing their thing 24/7.
Okay.
And he yells really ugly. And he knocks in threes. Tas, tas, tas. That's how they communicate with each other. But they sound crazy. In the middle of the night, woo! Like, ugly, like, I just want to fucking run. Like,
they have, like, actual, like, it's crazy because they have recordings of them.
They do.
Yeah, them like talking,
Yes,
like
they
gibberish,
communicate.
like mumbling shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're mumbling back. Like if you were to hear it, like it's not like people talking in a distance.
Yeah, like
And
if
the
Freddie
dude was like
turned it.
recording them and like fucking like what the fuck, man, what's going on out there? And these people like.
Ni por una mola lo voy a seguir.
Yeah, and like all these people say like they hear people talking, and they're like, what the fuck? Like we're out here in the middle of nowhere on a hiking trail. Like who the fuck's down there talking? And like nobody will be there. And they whistle like all this shit. Like people talk about all this shit on these things. And they got actual recordings, so it's kind of like I could see maybe like 20 years ago, like fuck you, you're full of shit, you know.
Yeah.
But the technology we have now, so many people are catching them with their fucking phones.
Yeah.
All this shit. Even
Cameras
the
and all
cops
that,
are
yeah.
catching them on their dash cams.
Yeah.
Cops and truck
The
drivers are
famous
catching them on,
pose he has?
on their dash cams. Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's scary shit. That's why I started it off with Bigfoot, because that's when it's unexplainable. Like you said, where do they go?
Yeah, well,
They hide. Why?
You know what? Because humans are the most fucking vain and prideful species in the planet. And anything that threatens us, we
Automatically
drive
gets
them
killed.
into hiding.
Automatically
You
gets
know we
killed.
do because
Yeah.
look, in the Bible, there were cyclopses, there were giants, there were a lot of creatures, right? This is biblical times that they recorded these things. Where did they go? They all fucking died off? I mean, this was post fucking Ice Age. So where did all these creatures go?
Yeah, we killed them.
I think we forced them into hiding, and I think that I don't think that Bigfoot is afraid of us necessarily, but I think in flocks they know that humans will fucking hunt in packs and shit and take them out. Yeah, so they gotta pick and choose their battles.
I believe
I keep
they're
them like
smart
Harry and
enough.
Henderson.
I believe they're
Right.
smart enough to
Yeah.
know to stay away.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I listen to that thing, and there's people that get on there and tell stories that sound kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Then you hear like, it's like, oh, this dude's full of shit, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know which
But then
one
there's
too?
some that is just like,
the
fuck me,
recording
dude.
that you showed me last month, where was it on the Chronicle? There's like he's talking. The Bigfoot's fucking talking because they say they mimic what they hear.
Yeah.
And there was all kinds of people giving their points of view of what they would hear, like debunking what the message was. And it was like an Asian man, right?
It
That
sounded-
wrote on there that said it sounded
Some
like
of those words sounded like Asian word, like like
the
something dialect.
Yes.
But it's this dude who I can't even think of his name now, but he's like some big time dude that goes out there and studies these motherfuckers. But supposedly it's this spot that you could only get up there by horseback. So they like take mules with them there because there's no way you're gonna drive up there. It's like some campsite up in fuck me, New Mexico, or it's somewhere up in the mountains. Like, yeah, the cabin has been there since like the early 50s, and they still have it. I think they made them knock it down, but these dudes were recording this shit, and like something was throwing rocks, and they're like, what the fuck, you know, like who's gonna come up here at night knowing we're up here hunting, knowing we have guns? Why would they come fuck with us? But they were mimicking like closing a door, like a car door. So they're like, who the fuck's out there? There's no way you could get a car up here. Like, who's shutting a fucking door? They go out there, no, nothing's there. There's no cars there. But then they start hearing talking, and it's like, it's pretty crazy. Like, you should put it on the
It was
the clip.
two people.
It was like two of them talking
Bigfoots,
back and forth.
Back and forth.
And he's like, look at, they're down there. They're putting the flashlight, and they said they could see them moving. They're like, look at, they're down there by the creek. But they're like talking back and forth.
And it like
And-
the guy that commented on the audio said that he was like introducing himself because he said out a name, right? Remember?
Like the guy was screaming out something, like trying to mimic them. And when he would like whoop or whatever at them, they would do it back. But then they were talking, like, it sounded like people talking in a distance. Like you could hear them, but you can't understand them. And that's what it was. But some Asian dude was like, damn, those words are pretty similar to like my language.
But that's what he was saying, that they were like introducing themselves, right?
Something
my
like
name
that.
is something, and then the other ones like answering up, like they were having an actual conversation.
Yeah, but it shit sounds creepy as fuck though.
Yeah, I'll put a cut on there. So you
Yeah, because it's not like me and you like hey. No, like it sounds fucking creepy, dude. Like,
See, and now,
Come here often?
see, and now you guys know why me and John get along so well because we just bounce our shit off each other. Like, look at what I read today. Like, oh fuck. Well, guess what I read today? Oh fuck. Well, you read what I read and I'll read what you read and let's see what we read. So yeah, well, I guess we'll never know.
Yes,
I want to see one.
Robert said he'll go with you.
I'll sacrifice him. He can go with you.
Jose can go with you too.
Hey, whoa.
Jose like, whoa.
Look at, we have cell phones now. You can FaceTime me when you're there.
Do you see it? I see it.
FaceTime real quick.
Yeah, like I would like I would love to be out there and like just not. I mean, I'm not saying like get all up close and personal, but fuck, like that would be something to fucking see.
You take some
That's
rope,
definitely
fight
on
his
your
ass
bucket
down.
list.
Yeah, would you capture
Yeah,
it or would
yeah.
you just?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nah,
What if
I
it's
wouldn't.
close enough?
I'll
wouldn't.
plan. Okay,
What if it's close enough for you
RVs,
to
I'm
do
cool
what
with.
you do with it?
I personally
As long as
wouldn't
the
do
door can
shit.
shut behind me.
I just want to see it. I want to see it. Like what's the point of like?
A whole
It's
lot
like a deer, like if a deer came up to you, you know,
Like a
just
big
gotta
one
look at it
this
and be amazed, but
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
just-
not messing with you, you know?
not try to hurt it too much.
Yeah.
Get
I want one of those, but like for
Just
a
take it
backyard.
all in, you know.
Yeah.
La comadre B does not do camping, guys. I'm sorry.
Take a selfie with it.
I can't take my blow dryer. I can't take my shoes. I'm not interested. I'm good. I'll watch you guys.
Well, you
Send me
know,
a postcard.
and it's crazy because as far like as early here in Southern California, as early as early 80s, they had like a big population of like supposedly in Camp Pendleton.
They've seen it in San Bernardino too.
San Bernardino,
Ford
like in the
is up there.
Ford, like in the
The Mount
50s and
Baldy.
60s.
I know Robert told me
Yeah,
I think that was
you know,
dead. That was
the whole
nothing
time
out there
I
at that
got there,
time.
we were like,
Yeah.
Like
No.
farmhouse
Stay
stuff.
at
No,
all.
they just had a sighting like 10 years ago on the other side of Lancaster or some shit.
What the?
Remember I was telling you that dude and like the Malibu Hills. That's fucking like right here. That's not far. That's like on the freeway. You know, you're less than an hour away.
I wonder if they brushed their hair.
You know, but they're saying that there's so many fire roads
He didn't get
back there
Yeah.
that nobody goes back there. You know, you
Yeah.
can't go back there. You know, the only people that go back there are the firefighters. So it's basically uninhabited land back there.
Yeah.
They were saying the same thing about Camp Pendleton back in the day before it became so huge that there used to be tunnels and shit back there, and that they used to like see them. You know, they used to see them back there, and that the soldiers knew not to go back there. That they finally ended up dynamiting those tunnels, and I guess they buried them alive. But yeah, I mean, I believe that shit. It's people think I'm fucking nuts like when I tell them like I believe in Bigfoot, but
He even has a fucking hat.
I got a hat. I got a straight hat that says I believe and has
And I bought him
Bigfoot.
a coffee cup that says, what does he say? Believe this? Or what
Yeah,
does
and
he
he's
say?
flipping you off. He's like,
flipping
believe
you off?
this. I got
We're all
shirts.
for Bigfoot in this house. I believe in him. If he
Probably
doesn't
just
exist,
migrate,
then
like,
what
you know, like
is
with the
it?
more people
He
build.
is
Yeah,
they
oh,
start
I mean,
the
like
animals,
anything.
they start to
Yeah.
go farther into hiding.
Explain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
And then
right.
they're just like hiding farther because
You
they're
know,
expanding more.
But see, like when you think about it, like we're so used to here.
Saying that, you know what I mean? There's
You know,
That show,
when
I
you
don't know if
think
guys
about
seen it.
like Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, there's people talking about they own like thousands of
Acres.
of land that they don't even know what's on it.
Yeah.
They're like, we own it, we don't know what's on it.
Yeah.
My neighbors own another couple thousand acres.
There's no trespassing on my
Yeah,
land,
and
so-
we just know that it's forest. We go hunting, but they even say like there's parts of that forest I've never even been into because what the fuck's the point of me going so far in?
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about that, you know they're talking about there's like thousands of miles of just dense forest. Like nobody goes back there. Same thing like the rainforest. They're still discovering species every day in the rainforest.
Yeah.
Isn't he
You know?
so fucking political? Like, I like him when he thinks.
Like, you get serious?
I
And then
fucking love a man with a brain, let me tell you.
You're like motherfucker's talking about Bigfoot. How smart can he fucking be?
When he throws things at you, and I'm like, where did you get the brain?
It don't matter. Like me, if you're not interesting, I'm done with you. Like I don't even want to fuck with you. Like I'm sorry, but I lose interest in people so quick.
No, I'm not.
And like he just keeps it rolling. Like the other day he's fixing the truck and he's telling me and he's pointing and he's doing and I'm just like, fuck yeah, that's a man right there.
And this is what Manuel would have done, so I'm gonna do the opposite.
Me and my point of view is a man should carry his fucking house on his back and know how to fix everything in it. And that's me. That's me. And he does, so it's like, yeah. I'm gonna break this window. Oh, we gotta go replace this now. The sink's clogged up. Go fix that now. I'm just playing, but it's so cool. I like to see him into something.
When he's gone, I like to figure shit out. Like the garbage disposal went out. I sat there, I thought about it, and then I fixed it. The water heater kept
because she
turning
probably
off.
pulled all the
I
shit she
sat
threw in
there,
out, huh?
And I'm like, okay, let me read it before I just make everything explode. I sat there, the baby and Billy are like, please don't let it explode. Please, Mom, do you know what you're doing? Yeah, I don't need the maintenance guy. I read, I'm like, okay, you do this, you twist this, you click here, and poof, hot water.
Not me. For 16 years, whether we're on good terms or not, I'm spoiled. I've never taken out the trash.
He does that with the kids. Okay.
Ever. Since we got married, he always told me, that's my job. Don't fucking worry about it. You stick to your pretty things. This is my job.
I sweep, I mop, I clean my bathroom, I wash the clothes, I wash dishes.
Well, look, I'm gonna be like fucked up with you, but it's kind of your obligation too, because you live there.
When I'm not there most of the day, why would it be?
You're not gonna win with that one. You're not gonna win with this one.
No, I'm not saying that you need to. I'm just saying it's nice to
But
get
what
out.
happened to the 50-50? I'm like 100 and I barely get like 10. What the fuck?
Like,
No. See, this is where like it went sideways.
This is a good topic.
Like, it went sideways. It's 50-50, you know?
No,
You
hold on, wait.
said it
Let me
earlier.
throw something that happened yesterday out there real quick.
Nah, never mind. You ready to my 10
So in the morning, I get up and I'm like making John's coffee, right? And I get help. To make John's coffee. So he's right here putting on his boots and I'm right there stirring his coffee on the counter. So we have it's like a powdered coffee, so we mix it with the water and stir it. So I go to the refrigerator to get the creamer out. Tell me why the spoon's still stirring the coffee. It's clinking.
Not even, because you had walked over here already.
No, I was right there in the hielera. I had just opened it
you were
to
like
get
right
the
here.
creamer.
Yeah.
And it's clinking, so I get all scared, like, oh, fuck. So I come to the gate, I'm all, what is it? The fucking spoon's still turning in the fucking mug. Unexplained. Who was it? What was it?
Your helper.
Why was it here?
It's the fucker that's always in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, after that, I met Carol's grandma.
She's nice.
So, I don't know, that was the lady, because the night before I seen a lady in here. Remember? When Sunny was sleeping?
Yeah.
And I ran over here like, what the fuck? I had just sent Suzette to shower, and then I see somebody walk through here, so I was like, this fucking asshole's still down here. So I came over here, but then I didn't recognize her clothes, because it was wearing like, I just seen like the arm, and it was white. So, yeah, I was gone. There's nobody here. So I don't know, the lady in the white sweater, shirt, whatever, was helping John.
Well, my grandma.
Spitting in my coffee.
No, my grandma was known to like. She did all kinds of stuff for my grandpa, and coffee was his big thing. So
that's scary.
Sí te espantó, so sorry.
That's
Oh,
alright.
y era bien juguetona, eh?
The message was related. I gave her descriptions of this lady. Like, was that your grandma? She right when I told her a black rebozo shop.
I have it.
I have that. Like, well, she came and
She
say
wants it.
some shit. Whatever. Do you have something to share today?
I mean, I did, but I feel like we're not on that topic at all. But, so the story for today is actually about the exorcism of Emily Rose. It was a movie, right? It was based on a true story. So, there was this girl named Annalise Michael. She was like about 16, but she was a devout Catholic, right? She got diagnosed with epilepsy and Sorry, I didn't memorize it this time. Go ahead, my bad. Yeah, seizures and psychosis because she was like malnourished.
Medication for that.
Yeah, she was like malnourished because she was like stressed out, like trying to keep her grades up in school and stuff like that. So she was like studying more than she was eating, basically. So after a while, like if you don't eat or get enough sleep, you start fucking seeing shit, right? So because her whole family was very, very Catholic, she was like, I'm seeing demons and like I'm being possessed. So they called in a priest, the priest from their church, and he performed like over 48 exorcisms on her. And they would record them, and she'd be screaming in agonizing pain because they weren't giving her any food. They were only letting her drink like holy water. And like they were tying her down because every time she would have a seizure, they would think that it's a demon elevating her. Yeah. So this lasted for about, I want to say like 3 months.
Damn.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it was like 3 months. And she ended up finally dying. They had her fucking tied up in their barn, the family barn, because that's where they were performing all the exorcism. Then she finally like just succumbed to like her malnourishment and her dehydration. So after she died, the doctor who had like diagnosed her sued the family because they were like, you guys were so into your religion that you couldn't even see that your daughter needed real medical attention. And they sued the priest too. Yeah.
Didn't he go to jail?
Yeah, I think he did.
They incarcerated him because of neglect. That she was diagnosed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like taking over. I just
No,
seen the
go
movie.
ahead.
I just seen the movie. Like I'm like so into Prime right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
God! Like I'm just movie after movie after movie. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Technology's the best. If
But-
you don't have Prime, get Prime now.
Yeah, but no, he did go to jail because they couldn't prove anything. He was like, no, but look at these recordings. 'Cause I guess on the recordings he was like, she was speaking another language that she did not know, you know, so that was like his proof. So right now, I don't know. I feel like that is unexplained because that's up in the air. Was it demons or was she really just crazy and she like read all this stuff and did learn a language when her parents didn't know? Like, who knows? Yeah. Or was she just fucking spewing out shit and then it sounded like...
Don't they
But
say
then too,
sometimes...
they said that they had her on tapes when they would record some of the exorcisms that her like
She
bones
was
would
actually-
flip backwards and like
Yeah.
it was fucked up. Like you know how they do all the cracking of the all crazy.
Yeah.
Like they have that. So that's like the part that I was watching and I read about too because they had the priest in jail for like 3 months I think the whole time because it was like an ongoing like
investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the jury was so fucking confused themselves. They're like, okay, is it demonic possession? Or was she seriously sick and just, you know, because the family yanked her from medication. They didn't want her taking it anymore because of everything that was leading them to believe it was a possession.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the doctor sued the family and then they were trying to, you know, put the priest away because of negligence.
Yeah, medical negligence.
Because, you know, you should know better if this girl was diagnosed and this and that. So the jury was so fucking like confused with the whole thing, they fucking gave the priest time served. So the day they read him his fucking conviction and this and that, they just let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The judge told him, you are guilty of murder, but you're free to go. So they did let him go, which is why, you know, I agree with you, it's unknown, like, you know, it's one of those things, like, was it or wasn't it? Why would they let him go then?
Because you know what? When people do have epileptic seizures, that I've only seen it once, but it traumatized the shit out of me. I was in 5th grade, and this little boy fell out. We were trying to do a Christmas concert, but he like turned like crazy and was like, it fucking looked creepy, dick. Like, and then I'm just a little Christian kid. I'm like, the Bible told me about you. I need to stay the fuck away from you.
I get
you know what I mean?
seizures.
Like,
I get seizures.
so
I'm on
like you cramp
medication.
up in a crazy
Well,
looking
I
way,
black
right?
out. He knows, and the kids know I black out.
I mean, yeah.
I just know because my I'll start like
walking around the walls and
no, like I'll feel my body like tensing up,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Here
lights
goes a
out,
Pookie
and lights out,
monster.
and I'll, like after it, I'll be all
Here, take
fucking
your dosage,
like
get it out.
everything hurts, like
Yeah.
everything, and I'm like,
Well, think about it. All your muscles, bones, everything just cramps.
Yeah.
So it would make sense.
What's the number one reason for it? Because your brain's getting shocked. It gets a shock wave that it pretty much sends all this electricity through your body, which is your muscles are just like, you know what I mean? Like I've seen it happen so many times that in a way I don't get scared. It's like I've seen it so many times. Like I'm around it, you know what I mean? But I do in a way kind of like get, kind of like, damn. What happens if she ends up swallowing her
It's
own
something
tongue?
new.
And that's it, I'm done,
It's
like.
something to leave an impression. I've seen one seizure one time as a grown fucking person, and I told John that day when I came home, like, fuck, our comadre de school, Lily's little girl, she's sick and stuff, and she had a seizure, and by luck, we were at school doing the PTA stuff, and they had her in her classroom. No, they had her on the recess. They were doing the recess, and she's in the what is the special need class. So they're limited to how many, they have a little group. And they came running to get her, and we were like literally a few feet away because we were in the classroom, and I fucking went with her, like, because she got, oh my God, so she ran. And I was like, fuck, does she need help? Like, what's going on? So I went over there partly to be nosy, but to help at the, that was my deal. Go help her. And that pobrecita, she's tiny and real petite.
Oh, yeah.
And, they had to give her medication right then and there.
yeah.
And by luck, she was there because just the baby hearing her voice kind of calmed her. But she was still like, oh my God, I was just like, wow, I started crying. Like, I didn't even know how to fucking take it in. Like, how do I process this,
Yeah.
And I always, not always, but, the vision comes to me, and it's just like, fuck, like, it's an impression to see.
Yeah. And
very
then imagine
strong.
how much worse it was
He's
because
very strong.
she
Yes.
wasn't eating and she was dehydrated. So imagine how many more attacks she was getting. So I mean, was it demon possession or
It
was
could have been both.
That
I
is
mean,
true,
when
too.
mine are triggered by stress. They say every time my body goes into shock, I'll be like, okay. And if I get pissed off, stressed out, or something that just sends like a shock through my body, I'll start like this, and I'm like, oh fuck, and then I'll tense up, and all I get to say is either to my kids, whoever's around, or him, my meds. They know which ones they are, but he has to grab my jaw, and he'll give me my medication, and he's trying to give me the water, and I could hear before I fade out my kids crying. And I hate it because every single one, they've seen it. The worst one I think I've had was when they had to call the ambulance, the fire department, and I felt so horrible because my son, every day, are you okay, Mom? Do you need your medicine? Do you want water? Do you want this? Are you sure you're okay? And I'm like,
Take it all in. Fuck yeah, I want my poofy socks. I want that real nice
I thought you
pillow.
were gonna say that
The
pookie.
pookie.
I was gonna say that pookie. I'm like, no, that's
I would
nice.
really like some pancakes made with extra butter.
See, this is
no, that's him. I want pancakes, Mom.
this is the thing that sometimes that people don't know, that when you live with somebody that has multiple issues. The reason I say multiple issues is because either she has her pain in her body, your skin feels like it's on fire, and or when she has seizures. Like, I can honestly say it's unsafe for a person to stick your hand in somebody's mouth when they're seizing.
Yeah.
Because their muscles are just so contract that they'll even chop them off.
Yeah.
I've done so that many times, then, like I said, I don't tell that to nobody. That's for me to know, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because, I only live that in my house. Like, whatever I lift out the door, that's another thing. But in my house, like, I'm the only one that's putting up with that.
Yeah.
So, there's several times.
Yeah.
There's several times that where she has gone so bad. Like, one time that she got it bad at my mom's house. which I end up grabbing her, and I grab her by the jaw, and whatever medicine she had, I think I give her a cocktail. I don't know what the heck. I'm being honest. That was the actually first time that I said that I could say that I experienced it that bad.
Yeah, because I remember I opened my eyes and I was at the hospital and they just went with 2 shots. Pop! One on each leg and lights out again. Yeah. But he's the one who saw.
Yeah, so when that happened, I was like, hey, it is what it is. I had nothing else. I just grabbed her jaw and I just put my hand. I was like, if it's gonna go, it's gonna go. Yeah. It's not. I was hoping, because what happens is like you start swallowing your tongue. I don't know how, but you die on that. So what I did, that was my first reaction. My dad comes in, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just trying to keep it alive.
But it's too, también se arrancan la lengua.
Se la muerden, yeah.
Not too much to swallow.
Aren't you supposed to put like a wooden spoon or something in
well, I put my hand
there.
That's all like, I had nothing.
On the side from what I heard, Catherine.
Left side.
Yeah. And then, because she went to take EMT classes. I was like, cuenta, this is my bed frame. I had just gotten it. And I guess she said that I was hitting my head so much, she was yelling at the fire department and the ambulance people. And she's like, she's fucking hitting her head. Like, they're like, you need to calm down. And I guess she put her hand in the back of my neck. And she's like, you're not doing it right. She's having a full-blown seizure. I don't remember nothing. All I know is what they told me. The kids were crying, but Catherine was just so angry and yelling at them because they were allowing me to hit my head on the fucking corner of the bed. Every time I would go back, it was hitting the fucking frame, and it was wood. So Catherine, what she did, she put me on my side, and she just kept her hand back there, and they're like, get away from her. I like telling her all kinds of stuff. And my mom and my dad are crying. They're trying to calm down the kids, and Catherine is just frustrated with them until, I don't know how, from the garage, they were able to get me on the gurney, and they took me outside. And they take me to Pomona Valley, and they just gave me Benadryl. They literally sedated me.
And I gotta put this out there. You know how every woman's freaking dream is, oh my God, I'm a firefighter because they're strong, they're built.
Fuck no, I want to.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. I don't know, this fool's like compas high. They're built. Like, no, literally, like, they're built.
And they couldn't pick her up.
They couldn't pick her up, so here you have me. Grab her as a
size is nothing. Thing. Robert's fucking big and he couldn't carry me.
No,
I'm just gonna throw that
out there. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, really? Like, you got 2 big-ass fools, and then the other one's, like, probably a little bit taller than me, but
they got those
they work out all the time, right? We're working out all the time, and now you can't pick up a maybe 500-pound girl, like, or 300-pound girl, like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the case scenario is, the whole thing is
foil in his food.
Yes!
Put foil in his
food. The whole thing is
that deserves multiple pieces of fucking foil in your fucking sandwich.
I'll get everything.
No cheese.
He's just gonna get arsenic. That's it.
But I'm saying, like, really? They couldn't even get her out the damn room.
Nothing.
Because the way we were like how it was, like it had one door, another door, another door.
Yeah,
and
they couldn't get me out.
They couldn't get her out, and I was like,
they wanted to cut.
I was like, you guys
through
are
the
so
walls.
freaking
They wanted to take out the doors, and my mom was like, absolutely not.
Let her die. Don't cut my door open.
Yeah. So the more that I'm out of it, my brain doesn't get that much oxygen. Mm-hmm. So I stutter. I have Dory brain, which is short-term memory loss. So here and there, we're talking
those are the side effects of the
tomorrow, I'll forget, and I have to screenshot. That's why whenever there's a group chat, I can't. It just boom, boom, boom. I'm like, I'll just wait till they're done, and I'll read. I'll go through them, and I'm like, my brain is not. It doesn't work like that, and I cannot multitask. Stuttering is one of the things too. I can't multitask either. Either I do one thing or the other because, like earlier. My ear is hearing this. I'm trying to hear you, but my brain is just like
you're thinking of a fucking donut.
Donut sounds good already.
I like donuts. Oh, they're so good.
I love chocolate cake.
Yeah, chocolate cake. Oh yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it's horrible. He's the only one that has seen me at my total worst.
Put it this way: you gotta be sleeping.
With one
and I gotta be like this, constantly. And she says, "Oh, you don't let me sleep." oh, if you could sleep, I'll let you sleep. The thing is, I don't want to end up, waking up in the middle of the night. You're already like, gone.
I stopped breathing.
Just because I couldn't, be awake. And that's my thing. And I'm used to it now. So it's like, I go to sleep, but not really. Like, my body will be going to sleep, but my mind is just like, hey, stay up.
You and I sleep the same, pal.
But because of her.
This one wakes up numerous times like, fuck, you still ain't asleep.
No, it's just that the thing that when
it's
you
like
know that,
but you move.
Yeah. Like one time I had to literally get on top of her to like be able to pick her up, because she was already losing it. So I get her freaking, her bag. Her bag is like a freaking pharmacy. I don't know what the heck I'm looking at. Be honest, not to be funny or anything. I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, even though I live with her, she knows what she takes. She knows what she takes.
Know, though.
I close the door. I close the door because this thing was like getting out of hand.
My kids know.
So.
See, I'm gonna throw it out there. So for you other people that think Carol's full of shit and she's a pessimist and likes attention and feels sorry for herself, you're hearing it from her husband firsthand. And I really doubt he likes the attention too, and he's lying for her.
He's a liar, though. He said he's a mechanic and everything.
Also, people say to you, I hate when they tell you, but you look fine. Right now, I'm in pain. I have a rupturing cyst, but what do I always tell you on the text?
I'm gonna smoke some dope before I get there.
And I'll be
Fuck
fine.
that shit. Like, I'm gonna get ready. It's not gonna beat me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. And I'm texting, I'm getting ready, I'll put the music on, and I'm like right there. I'm like, oh my God. Like, no. And I'll talk to myself because I'm like, I hate it. If it were up to me, you take all the meds, you give me your help, and I'll be fine. I don't want all that shit.
Best explanation ever. Sorry to cut you off.
What?
Your wedding night. I barely got out of she barely had got out of the hospital. I didn't sleep nothing because I had taken her to the hospital.
The pictures say it all.
That day, they pumped her up with drugs.
Yeah. I told them, I'm going to sign myself out. And they're like, you're not leaving. I said, you're going to give me the paper. I'm going to sign myself out. I have a wedding. I'm in.
Yeah.
And she was there on time.
Wow.
With the fucking things popping out of her fucking arm. Right here, huh?
The needle still on her freaking arm.
I had both arms.
And that wasn't even from the hospital.
Exactly.
I was just giving
her something.
You can tell in my face I was so swollen from the IV.
She shows up all like slow to the cemetery.
I was drugged out.
With the fucking thing. I'm all, what are you doing here? Go home. No, I'm here. I'm part of it. I'm here. Okay, I appreciate you.
She just wanted to wear the dress.
I paid for it. Shit, might as well wear it.
That's why I'm about ready to get
Nah.
my
And I still managed to. I don't know how I did my makeup. You know what?
Now I want to look at the freaking wedding pictures.
You know what?
Yeah.
If you look, you can tell in my face I had just gotten pumped with so much shit. I still cannot remember how I did my makeup or how that day happened. All I remember is I see the pictures, I'm like, oh shit, like, I went there, I said, sign me out because I'm leaving. I have a wedding to go to. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, we're going home.
And she showed up in her black boots.
You remember?
A purple dress with black
These boots.
Yeah.
Oh, those are cute.
I was even taking her medicine away because I wanted her to stay awake. I was like literally hitting the... I was passing out. 2 days of no sleep. Come on. Like,
I
you really
say,
gotta stay up.
Rain or shine, if I can push myself to be there for you guys, I will fucking be there, pain or not, sick or not, I will fucking be there.
She said this, si Dios quiere y me deja, allí estoy. I'm like, okay, comadre. She's all, so if I'm alive, I will be there. And
Yeah.
she was there. She was alive. Mm-hmm.
I was trying to kind of like...
Let's say, where do I sign to, what do we do? Do we cremate her or do we want to keep the body?
Is it too late to get a divorce?
I just want to say, that was fucking beautiful. Honestly, what you said about how you can't even sleep. Because that's just fucking, that really shows how much you love her. I always see you joking around and stuff. You never really take the time.
Oh, I hate her.
But he fucking...
He just doesn't want to be responsible for her death.
Dang.
Who's the first one that goes to jail Or who's the first one to be like looked at? When
The spouse.
That spouse. But no, I have another say that if something unexplained or sudden happens,
I
they
didn't
better not go after him because I will
And mine
come back.
says, look at John. It was him.
Oh.
She's like, it was natural causes. Like,
Yeah.
it was him. It was him. It was him.
If anything happens to me, it was John. That's what mine says.
Oh, hell no.
I definitely want to be fucking examined.
Mine just burned me. It wasn't him. Something just happened.
And then I put a PS. PS. I don't even take aspirin, so it was him.
They find meth.
Yeah, no ODs in this house.
Nope, not me.
Nah, but
Do you have an unexplained story?
Me?
like morbid kind of way.
No, the
Unexplained.
Anything, just
a UFO that hovered over when we were staying at my mother-in-law's house.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
It was
I believe
3
in
lights,
UFOs.
a triangle, and it was going fast. My brother-in-law still lived here, the oldest one, and we like so stupid. I think of it now, and I'm like, why the fuck were we all outside waiting
To
and
be
waiting,
abducted
and
and
then
But the
it
thing-
came down closer,
Yeah.
and it went slower. From
But it's-
fast, it was going
but it's
slower
stable.
down, and then it just sat there, and I'm
It
like,
stayed on like literally on top of the light bulb.
yeah, and we're
Like in the
like,
back of the
How
house.
big was it?
it was big.
Well, we
Like-
saw it like when we saw it, it seemed like an airplane first of all, right? Like from
This
far
fucking
away.
say it's a fucking plane. And
Well, I
then
think
my
it hurt me
brother-in-law
because he fucking came this. I was like, oh shit. is
And
that
the
a
light
plane?
was like bright like that, huh?
Yeah,
Like super bright.
It
And it
was
was 3 of
different
them.
colors, huh?
at first.
At first,
But then it
yeah.
ended up like that.
It ended
It's
up
just in a
getting pretty-
triangle.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law started like, no está
You
bien,
couldn't take
no está bien.
pictures.
I have an old Canon camera.
When was this? Like 15 years ago?
You can say that.
Yeah, like what? How Pili?
I was young and handsome.
15, Pili's age.
What was that?
Hmm?
Oh yeah, probably the trash can.
So I tried to go over that camera. You could
People throw everything away.
vaguely see it, but I don't. Now I think about it, I'm like, what the fuck was it doing there? Could it have taken anybody? Because all of us were just standing there in awe, like, oh, what is
y'all
it?
are like, wait, come back. I heard you guys probe people.
Do you have different type of shit that you want to experiment? I'm your girl, like. I don't
No,
know.
but it was funny though because like the way she says it just came down, it came closer. Like maybe as we were looking at them, they were looking at us, like saying like, "Oh, look at those 3 idiots," you know?
3? It was 3 of you guys?
Yeah, it was my brother.
It
her,
was 3
and
of
I.
us too.
It was 3, like us 3.
Uno pa cada luz.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it came close, and for us, it seemed like it came like touching the damn light bulb, but it wasn't. Like it's, you know,
Still high up.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as it's like elevating again,
So
all it did, it just moved sideways, 1, 2, and 3, and that was
Disappeared.
it. Like,
Pero
quick, Blackbird will do. It's so stealth mode and all this quiet, you can't hear it, right? Like that's the number 1 weapon of the army, right? I mean, the United States Army, right? The Blackbird.
Sneak up, yeah.
Well, not even that.
Yeah.
It makes some stupid like movements that it cannot be done with a freaking airplane.
So
And if it was a jet, you could hear the freaking motor.
Yeah.
You know.
I
It's
say
like-
it was a UFO. The triangle.
I
'Cause
believe.
I googled the image and everything, and I still look at it sometimes because I'm intrigued, and I'm like, it was a fucking UFO, and all stupid of us were there. They could have taken anybody, but no, we're like this.
Looking.
Yeah. Well, it's something like you never expect to see.
What?
No.
My story, I was going to talk about UFOs too. This was in 2004. So his cousin was home from San Francisco. She had gone out there to job course. You know how they train you and all that shit. So she was staying up there. And the place she was living at, she would be paying her rent for her room, and the guy wasn't paying the rent for the house. So they got evicted. So she was down here visiting her dad, and the fucking roommate calls her and tells her, hey, we got an eviction on the door. The marshals are gonna come and board up the windows. We have to be out today. All this was fucking news to her because she was paying her rent. He wasn't paying the rent. you know?
Yes, fucking
So
money.
she's like fucking crying and like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I don't even have a place over there. I don't have money to get into a place. So the guy's like, well, come get whatever you can because today they're boarding everything up. So, you know, she was like my super BFFF. So she's like, what do I do? I'm like, well, let's go get your shit, whatever you can get out. So she's like, will you take me? Because my car won't make it. She had a little old ass fucking Toyota, little Ford, whatever it was, little bunker. So I tell her, yeah, let's go. So I told him, I sent him a text. I said, hey, when you get out of work, we're going to go to San Francisco and go rescue your cousin. He's what do you mean? She got evicted, this and that. You know, just come to the house and we're going to drive out of here and go get her stuff. So he's all right. So yeah, he comes to my house, parks his truck right there outside my street, and we leave right after work. It was probably about 4. So we drove straight over there. He drove straight over there to San Francisco. We get over there, we caught traffic, everything. It was late at night, dark. The fucking house was boarded on the front door. So this one fucking grabs a brick and breaks the window in the back, and we jump in through the fucking door, the window, and we're just jacking on her shit. Like literally, we run into her room. This fucker's running out with the TV. I'm grabbing all her stuff out of the drawers. We're like running. The fucking neighbors called the cops. So next thing you knew, the whole house was surrounded with fucking lights and shit. But by that time, we were already like leaving through the side.
Let's go through the back.
Yeah. So we were gone. Like all 3 of us, we fucking.
And we parked like in an alley.
Oh, smart.
We're done. So yeah, driving back, we got some like Subway out there. Driving back, I drove. This fucker has a real bad habit of the moment he ain't driving, he falls asleep in a car. That's it. He's fucking knocked the fuck
And
out.
for the record, I started work at 5 a.m. Worked a full day of overtime, got out of work, and drove straight to San Francisco.
We didn't do overtime
So,
that day. Like,
if I wanted to fall asleep at 2:00 in the morning on our way back from San Francisco, don't make that a fucking problem.
but you didn't do overtime. Anyway, so we're driving
It's
back.
like, fuck, let me get a little
She's in the
snooze,
back.
man.
She's in the back and he's in the front, and me and her just talking all the way over here. We hit Los Baños right here up north, and yeah,
Fields, nothing there. Remember how dark it was?
It was a 2-way road. Nothing, no lights, no houses. It was the scariest fucking shit you could see because all you could see is as far as your headlights go, and that's it. Nothing else. You look left, it's black.
It's
Because
it was
Right? I believe so.
Yeah, because it was like a Thursday night,
Yeah, so it was just
Friday morning, huh?
Yeah.
all those people
It was
in
a
those
Friday
small towns
morning.
all the way up there by 8:30 lights
Yeah,
out.
so
You
there
can
was
see-
nobody
you can
on the
see
freeway.
A random fucking light like deep in the rancho somewhere, which was maybe about like a good 300 feet away.
out on my way at night.
Because it's just a bunch of small towns, so the people that live there are typically older people. People go there to retire. Yeah, there's not a lot of kids that live in those towns.
So we're driving, and all of a sudden, you can see at the distance a bright light. Bright, like a football stadium, Friday night fucking light. Just bright. No colors, just fucking bright. So it's coming from the side, like I'm driving and it's coming towards us, but it's coming closer down. So I'm telling her, do you see what I see? And she's like, what the fuck is that? Is it a plane? Is it falling? And I'm like, I don't know. So I'm telling this guy, like, look at me, wake up. Fuck, no, this is he rolls over even like harder. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I'm like slowing down because now it's catching my eye because it looks like it's gonna fall on us. Because it's just coming straight at us at a fast enough distance to where it's getting fucking huge. Well, I'm fucking like slowing down. She's like, keep fucking going, it's gonna hit us. And I'm like, no, I'm not, I can't even fuck. The light was so illuminating, I couldn't keep my eyes open. So, fuck, when it got so close, I just hit the fucking brakes and I was like, that's it, we're gonna die. Like, this fucking plane's gonna hit us. So I remember I even went like this because it was just, it dropped. Well, the moment I fucking went like this, nothing happened. So I'm like, did I fucking die instantly or what the fuck happened? So I opened my eyes again And she's all like, fucking go. And I'm like, no, like, what was that? No lights, no sound, no fucking nothing. She's like, where did it go? I'm like, no. So I parked the fucking car in the middle of the fucking
And you
road.
fucking got out, didn't
And I
you?
came
God
out.
damn it.
And I'm
God
looking
damn
to the sky. And I'm yelling at him, John, get up, babe, get up. Nah, this fucker's like, and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like still looking. It disappeared. How can it have disappeared at the speed it was coming and the size it was? Because I'm telling you, this thing must have been like from here to the end of my block. It was fucking huge. Because I tell you, I thought it was a plane. And I thought it was going to fucking kill us because it was there. And like I tell you, with my eyes completely shut, the light was so illuminating and strong, I can still see it through my eyelids.
Yeah.
Where did it go and what was it?
No, it was fucking aliens for sure.
Because right
But
away,
Did you check what time it was?
it was about 3:10 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It was
Because-
3:10.
What if their time works different? What if they did fucking get you and then they just put you back?
Well, that's what I was thinking after. I was like, is this
That
fire
explains
in the
a lot.
sky?
What if they did though?
So I'm starting to make sense.
Because how did it just disappear like that? Like, not to freak you out or anything.
No,
but-
like I was like very, you know me. I'm
Yeah.
on top of everything. Like I'm looking at the time. I'm fucking mad because this fucker ain't waking up. I'm
Yeah.
like, we could have been blown up right now. Like
Yeah,
Richie
yeah.
Valens, his fucking best friend at school,
Yeah.
and this fucker is snoring mad because I'm telling you, like, fucking wake up.
Yeah.
So here it is. Only me and her witness this fucking like.
Craziness.
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
we're about to get blown up in the smithereens. Wake up so you can feel all
Yeah,
that.
so you can see it coming.
And then she's like, get in the fucking car. It's gonna be like Pet Cemetery. You're gonna get run over by a diesel. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, where did this fucking thing go? Nothing. If a plane moves away from you, you can see it.
Leaving, yeah.
Leaving. Where did it go?
I was like, well, where
Where did it go? I wasn't on anything because I don't do anything. I wasn't delusional because I don't fucking sleep. So it's not like I was sleepy and fucking seeing shit. Did she see the same thing? It's impossible for us to have the same fucking. So yeah, I believe in fucking.
You know what? These actually reminded me 2 years ago. I don't ever go to Target because, Walmart's just got better prices and I'm usually dressed for Walmart.
That's right. I think that's where we met you.
Like,
Yeah, we went to a Walmart.
I'm a Walmart person.
I am a Walmart person fucking 90% of the time. Right? Anyway, so this time I went to Target for I don't know what reason, right? And as I'm walking in, I can see these like really illuminating like orbs. And there was like 5 or 6 of them. 3 of them? Big ones. Oh, you were with me. Right, but they were like iridescent. They were fucking creepy as hell. And we were just watching, and he was just like, I don't need to see this. And he goes, he's like, fuck that. This looks like we're gonna get fucking.
I believe her. You
You leave it alone, they'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Like fucking, like don't touch me, I don't touch you. Like,
Yeah.
like,
I don't
Yeah.
need to see this.
It was creepy though, like the way they looked, and like, I mean, the explanation for it the next day was like NASA was like, oh, we were just doing a fucking light
Was this
thing.
around Christmas
What
time?
was it?
it was
I
cold
think it
last
might
year,
have
and
been.
everybody was outside.
December.
Uh-huh.
I remember that. We were meeting the family for dinner.
I don't
and
believe that they were doing shit up there.
No,
I don't
Remember
I
that
think it was aliens.
Remember that
Yeah.
night?
Trying to,
We
it
were
sounds
meeting
familiar.
your
I was
family
at fucking
for Alice's
Costco at
birthday.
that time.
Mhm.
And Angel
Well,
was like,
everybody's
fucking
seen it.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Everybody was in the parking lot with their
Yeah.
phones.
This
and
was
shit.
3 years
And then it came
ago.
on the news.
3,
So it wasn't
okay.
like
Yes.
something we just saw. I was just like,
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, it was.
I'll watch it on Facebook later.
Yeah.
It was like right on this side.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that night.
Yeah.
It was a Friday night.
You're
It
running
was
out of
about
battery,
7 o'clock.
so cut it
Okay.
short.
Yeah.
We're done then.
Yeah.
We didn't get to finish like always, but it's because, fuck, 2 hours ain't enough for me once a week. I swear to God. Like, look it. Ryan Seacrest. I'm gonna pick a bone with
It's
you.
like 3 hours.
I hear you every morning.
No.
Come on, listen to her.
He fucking called in La 69.
What?
I sent it to you guys, and he still don't even want to talk to me. What the fuck's wrong
Fucking
with you?
Ryan
On the
Seacrest, man.
Wait a minute, what did he have that 69 on there? I need to go back.
Ray Seacrest called that 69 but won't call Comadre B.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Better not
man.
give her a fucking show, because I think I would do better with one. Let me just tell you that much.
I think I need to call him back.
You need to call him back.
I have his phone
Yeah.
number.
You fucking tell him
That's
that
the
Comadre
reason.
B's right here.
That's the reason you don't get a
Okay, this is how we're gonna trick them. You're gonna call him on Ryan's roses, and then we'll just like end up just changing the subject.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to know. Is this okay? And what's their number? Their name? Becky Lopez.
It's like Comadre B from
Hey.
Ghetto Block Upland.
She goes by Comadre B. Like I just want to know, you know.
Oh no, wait. How's up?
I know you
How were
read
you
the
showing
emails,
me the other day?
bitch.
They call you to offer you the roses, and then you offer yourself.
You hear
Yeah.
me? I'm telling him, how were you showing me to do it the other day?
Oh my god.
All right, guys. So I guess that's it. We'll wrap it up.
Good night. Good night.
If somebody's watching,
So yeah, that was creepy. I really think that was
I think so too.
Yeah,
I
I see.
remember that night. Even fucking Adrian was outside recording that shit.
I'm gonna do that
I
TikTok.
was too. It's
I'll
on
do that
my
TikTok.
life thing.
What, the
Yeah.
lights?
That was
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
Friday night
just
around
showed
7
them.
o'clock.
I'm gonna do a
That's
celebration.
Something like that, yeah. No, but what were they saying, dude? What did they say it was?
Fucking weather balloons and shit.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
that was aliens. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, now they kind of came out with the truth about it because Russia kind of like blew it up, like
That there is aliens?
hey, they're amongst us, and the U.S. got all mad at Russia, like, hey, dude, like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
we're trying to keep our
But,
fucking people.
the
Because we
military
have the
confirmed
most
it.
fucking people that like want to know shit,
When
you
the
know?
military-
But don't know shit.
Okay, but I think like
I
the
don't
government
know.
thinks that if we find out that it's true, oh, we're all gonna get scared and all this. But in reality, it's like,
Nothing's gonna change.
nothing's gonna change.
You gotta
It's
go
gonna
on with
be
life.
more fun. You know what I mean? Like,